In the beginning, there was darkness. Only terror, myself.
Hello?
And the void.
It begins.
I was content with nothing. She dreamt.
I've never been this far from the slums. No looking back now. Time to leave Majelka behind me.
I thought one was alive. Bina logging.
When you arrive, if they like, what are you good? Name, I will come. Let me watch you fight. Smoke. So much destruction. And for what? Where'd you learn to fight? Before it reaches town. Well done. We're almost there. I'll see you ahead.
It consumes. Of the announcements. That's pretty good. 3% though. Misclick. Just woke up, so mechanics a bit off. It consumes. No loot, feels bad, man.
For Rahyeh.
Bina. What the fuck is he doing? Oh.
This way. You're here to protect the son of Drake. Tread carefully. Let's note it for the sword here. Well, tell you what. Let's get out of here first, and then I'll explain more. These peace talks are hardly worth it if you don't know why Orion is after us.
Would you like a survey, Bina?
Sure you have questions, but let me first check and make sure the Epoch
Big Dick Crafton.
good. No.
It consumes.
Right.
My Bina. No movement speed boots. 3 movement speed silver ring. Feels bad, man. Would you like a survey, Bina?
Terra's grace be with you. Take care of yourself. Terra's grace be with you. Take care of yourself. %, Monka. It consumes.
You're here for the Epoch. Reaching me was impressive, but it's mine.
HG. Did I have this tracks in Spotify? I don't. I don't, Zarketti. But I should.
He's back. He's been.
You're back. No, Lena. Some sort of
It consumes. No movement speed.
What is this place? I don't seem to have gone far, but everything looks so different.
Announcements of the announcements.
That was close.
And who are you?
What about a survey, Bina?
The reflection stars.
They won't get me.
Gods be with you. Stay safe.
Would you like a survey, Bina?
What brings you here?
Will it provide?
Keep them off me.
It consumes.
See.
You, now the gods have long left this world,
Oh.
but their memory will give you comfort.
What I wanna say, baby, now.
That was close.
Stained in glass.
What? Paniel, please stop him.
Hello, hello. I don't know what's happening. Computer explodes. My Bina. Once again. My Bina.
It will shatter around you.
Will it provide? My Bina. My Bina. A H G. My Bina.
Easy. Too easy. They won't forget.
Of the announcements.
Stay back. Run.
What a shame, poor man. But what's done is done.
Oh, how about a survey, Bina?
This is not what I was expecting.
Big Dick Crafton.
Take care.
It consumes.
You've woken. Then close your eyes and ice your. We will meet again.
Did I not click? What?
Why? Thank you. There is an.
Big Dick Crafton. Okay, enough. Morbina later. In the Monolith. We will need it.
That was close.
Ultis had a philosophy.
Infinite possibility.
My Bana. It consumes. Savage bow, please. No bow, no boots. Can the gear be worst? Fuck. I don't think it can be worst. I turn off the Bina, everything goes down, you know. My Bina. So movement speed shard. Okay, I for sure get a bow now, right? Thoughts on me getting a bow? Hey. Do. Where is my fucking decoy? I feel like I tried to change that ability 3 times so far. Well, misclick, I guess. I'm bad.
I'm happy with destroying the three. May my sanctuary destroyed.
What's that guy doing there?
Farewell.
Big rares. Big XP, we like.
Easy. Too easy.
There is something pretty interesting you can do with this new Umbral Blade thing, the Blade Storm, is that if you aim close to you, like the Blade Storms spawn all together, right? But if you spread them, if you aim far away from you, they also spread, right? So you can, basically depending on how the enemies are positioned, you want to aim slightly different to maximize your AoE and your or your single target, right? What do you want? Do you want to maximize the AoE? Or do you want to maximize the single target because there's some like big fat guy that you want to get rid of fast? Pretty cool. I like abilities like that. Multi-shot has that too. Room Bolt has that too. And you can only hit enemies by default by one Blade Storm, right? So normally you're better off spreading them. But if you want single target, because the enemies could move out of the main one, right? You want to make sure you position close by in case the enemy moves. Pretty cool thing to, you know, on this campaign runs, pretty cool thing to min-max a bit.
The Temple of Heorot. Or at least it used to be.
Micro-wise.
I doubt anything valuable
Where
is
to
left.
put the blades. Actually, this is a corridor, so... Next point is huge, obviously. 4 blades, 4 shurikens. I don't think the champion will follow me. He will. Be careful. That is a get the fuck out situation. For sure, for sure. Kill the rares here, like always. All the runs. We'll need that. Big point for single target, of course. Like, the shurikens do one shot, so now placing the blade storms on top of the enemy does give you damage. Because the you can only hit by one blade storm, but all the shurikens can hit the same enemy from the 3 blade storms. That's why you don't want to take the node that gives you only 2 blade storms and makes them faster, which I've seen people do. Because you lose a third of your single target DPS, basically. Not bueno. I wish I could move while speccing my abilities. EG, please.
Easy. Too easy.
Lots of rares, might as well kill them. That's why we're killing them. Ivory, very good. Doesn't do anything for single target, but... Finally. Finally, movement speed boots, holy fuck. Can you believe this? I'll keep that thing. I'll keep pretty bad actually. Few for shards. Few for shards, sell you. Money. Everything bad. Discovery maybe. Oh, lighting damage, very bad. Can't have everything, you know.
I believe the seeker.
I don't know, apparently I didn't click. Why every day the same character? Because I keep dying. I've died like 3 times in a row. Sleepy guy. And I want to finish the run for YouTube without dying. Because I'm bad. Thanks for reminding me. Fuck. I've been pretty unlucky. Like, I got like very bad, you know, monsters that are really powerful. Like, I've died to... Yesterday I died to a deadly mob that off-screened me. Deadly basically is a modifier that makes enemies do 2 times the damage. And he had high crit chance. So it basically did... I think we calculated with all the modifiers. And he was doing 5.7 times the damage it should. Just based on unlucky modifiers. And then yesterday I also died to my first Echo. my first objective was Exalt Mage, and I learned that Exalt Mages have one ability, which is called Icicle, that doesn't have a cooldown, and they can just spam it. Every other ability has a cooldown, except the melee attack Mana Strike. I don't know why that ability doesn't have a cooldown, and it applies Frostbite on you. And yeah, I guess I learned that the hard way, because I thought, well, you know, I saw him cast the ability, so I was like, okay, I'm safe now. Gonna have like a few seconds of cooldown. It didn't. So I learned that, I guess. So that was good. I don't even know if that's intended, honestly, because all the other similar abilities have like 7 to 12 second cooldowns. So I guess that death was actually my bad, I guess, because I should have known that, I guess. It's a knowledge death. But I feel like every other death it's just been like extremely bad RNG, like, you know, 5 modifiers on top of each other or whatever the fuck. You know, some possessed enemy spawns on your first monolith and you just explode. It happens, you know. You died 20 characters? I think with my proper characters, I've only died 1 time. Well, 2 times if you count my race character that died racing. My paladin died on day 1 racing at rank 1. And then I died on my Spellblade. Every other character is still alive. And then I've died a bunch of this like speedrun. I haven't died that much, honestly. I've died, I feel... My Shaman died a couple times. My Forge Guard died 1 time. I think my Shaman died 2 times. And this guy so far I think has died 3 times. And that's it. Every other character hasn't died. I think maybe the Mage also died 1 time. Yeah, the Mage died 1 time. The Sorcerer. And every other speedrun I like first tried it. For the YouTube. I get to level 70 in like 4 hours. Less than 4 hours. In hardcore SSF. I mean, you know. It sucks to die, but you know. Hardcore makes me feel alive, though. Imagine if I wasn't playing hardcore. I would just be feeling numb and empty with no goals. That's good. Oh, much better than the one I had on my inventory. Ivory Quiver is extremely OP. The implicit is crazy. Up to 30 Fizz Res and Necrotic Res. Got my Fizz Res on a fucking Rogue. So nice. What the fuck was that dash? I really misclick, holy. You don't wanna die while doing this. Give me haste. Always kill these guys, Marsh Beetles. They have very high base XP. Like, I think it's 40, when normal enemies have like 20. Marsh Beetles. Is that reblot? Yeah. Okay. Fallen Tower. Big XP bonus. Shrine. Not the best shrine. Yesterday I got 0 shrines here when there's like 3 spawn points in just this like early starting thingy. 2. Better than nothing, I guess. That's pretty good. To have a shuriken spec.
Easy. Too easy.
Beautiful.
That was close.
Beep, 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 beep. We get the shred, we get this, we get that, we get... I like going for the crit vulnerability on this build, because even though I'm not scaling crit yet, it's basically 20% crit, you know, on this kind of build, because it hits so often. And we will eventually transition to crit, so I think it's powerful. Game is so dead. I'm 50% of the people streaming it. Yeah. I'm surprised I'm only 50%. Well, I guess I'm 50% of the people streaming it, but I am 90% of the viewership or some shit.
Easy. Too easy.
It's normal, you know. This kind of games. There's no reason to be watching Ellie at the moment. When you have a PoE, you know. Pretty hot right now for ARPGs. The PoE 1 event literally started yesterday, like 12 hours ago or whatever the fuck. People like watching the league starts. You don't like PoE? Not really. I mean, I have a bunch of hours on it. Like, I played PoE 1 for like, I don't know, 1000 something hours, and I played PoE 2, I think I'm at 700. So I tried pretty hard on PoE, like I went pretty hard on PoE 2, but I don't know. There's something, like, there's something about it. I think it's just the gameplay doesn't really click for me. It's a bit, I don't really care about the weight, and I want to feel smooth and fast.
Well, that was actually kind of refreshing. Now, where are we?
Completely personal, obviously. No, I don't give a fuck about the stream metrics. I do this as a hobby. It's like a side thing that I do. Like a side job thingy. I like streaming, you know, and I know some people appreciate my stream, so... to be honest, I'm quite surprised that there's even people watching on a day like today, you know. Weekday, right after PoE 1, like PoE 2's launched like, what, 2 weeks ago? And PoE 1 launched an event yesterday, and there's still people here. Like, I think that's pretty good, actually, if you think about it. You know? And to be honest, there's so much things for me to learn still. It's not like I know everything about this game. For example, I learned something yesterday, like about the... was talking about some Exalt Mage ability that has no cooldown that I didn't know about. That killed me. Because I was expecting it to have an internal cooldown and it doesn't. Road to VIP? Hey, Nordic. Let's go. I'm doing this thing where I'm basically speedrunning every class, every mastery to Empowered Monolith, and in a decent time, right? So I gather information about basically league starters and the power of each mastery, and I've been learning a lot. Because not many people play this game. The game is very... There's not that much information. And a lot of the information out there is not super high quality. Including some of mine, by the way. I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone. Like if you do an exam, right, and you get a 5 score out of 10, but the rest of the class is like a 1, well, you're the best student of the class, right? Because you got a 5 and everyone else got a 1. But a 5 is not a great score. And I feel like LE is like a bit in that situation, where like, because not many people play and the game is pretty new, and a lot of the information out there, it's not super competitive, there's not that many people fighting for, you know, relevance. It's I don't know, it's an interesting scenario we have. Like a lot of the times I would do something myself that I think it's like unrefutable, right? Like, okay, this is the best thing to do in this case, right? And I would prove myself wrong like in 3 days, like you know, and because there's not that many people playing, you don't have a lot of people to bounce from, right? Like for example, I have some masteries ahead of me. Some masteries that I have ahead of me, I'm pretty familiar with, and I think I can do something decent with them to level up fast. But some masteries I'm pretty lost because I haven't leveled them from scratch in like years, because there was no reason to. I have twinked them, you know, but twinking is, well, I mean, like a different vibe, right? And I know for a fact, like anything I look up on YouTube for like leveling or whatever, it's gonna have no timer, so I'm gonna have no reference. It's gonna be like probably outdated too, because, you know, it might be on softcore to begin with, so I don't know how is the build dying, is it not dying, like. So I'll have to do a lot of work of just figuring out, instead of executing, more like figuring out what to do. Because again, the game is so unexplored. It's a small game, not many people play, and the people who play don't take it serious. Which again is completely fair, fine. Look at the crits I'm getting. Just with the... I've been really liking doing this crit vulnerability thing early. With Shuriken. And for example, those nodes are the kind of nodes that I never really value too much when I'm theory crafting for endgame. Because on endgame, you have your crit sorted anyway with whatever, right? With your good bow or your exalted affixes, whatever. But in early game, fucking hell, getting 20% crit just like that for like 3 points. Fucking powerful. But yeah, what Jiro is saying is also true. Like, if not many people play, not many people make the same versions of the same build, right? It's very hard to push the envelope, basically. And then another thing that I have is like a lot of the times, because I listen to what the people say sometimes, or I used to, I guess, listen more, like I get misinformation. Like the amount of times that I got that someone has told me, oh, don't play X ability because it's dog shit, and then I go play it and it's like, well, what? The amount of times this happened, and I've done that in the past myself, because I used to be a big mouth. Infamously, like I said that the raids were the worst ability in the game, and they ended up being the best build of the patch back in beta. So after that, I'm like, I try to be careful with what I say, just to not look like a fool. Which I've done before. Holy fuck, my damage today is... What the fuck? I have way more damage than yesterday, no?
A word of advice. Don't ask her about the diamond.
Maybe... I think I went concentration earlier than crit yesterday because I misclicked concentration by mistake. So I just went with it.
The moment comes.
Definitely better now. I wonder, to be honest, if the concentration nodes I have there's a better alternative too. Like, I wonder if I should go for this, like the armor shred. Because sure, concentration is more damage, but more of 0 is 0, right? But there's like armor shred is straight up like double damage on a build like this at the moment. So maybe I should actually do that instead of
Can I help you?
and then concentration last. I don't know, it's not a big deal, but still no boots. Curve. My gear is pretty fucking bad. Necro. I'll save you. I'll have to do, I guess.
Yes.
Oh man. My mechanics today are a bit bad. But you're gonna have to forgive me. Oh my god. Oh my god, the clicking. There are many overlaps to cover? Yeah, yeah. And also people don't really showcase their findings in a great way, right? For example, there's a lot. If you actually type leveling last epoch, there's a shit ton of content and a shit ton of builds and a shit ton of if you go to Elite Tools or you go to YouTube, there is so much, right? People do play the game and people do try stuff. Like, either people are obscure about it and they don't they intentionally don't share the performance on a transparent way. Like something as simple as saying, okay, how long did it took? You know, did you die? Is it, what game mode is this? Are you twinking? Are you not twinking, right? But something as simple as having like a timer on a video for leveling, even if you're not a speedrunner, right? You could just say, hey, I'm not speedrunning, it took me this long just playing chill. You get an idea. You can get a reference between the player's content, right? If a player is not a speedrunner, but, you know, one build took 10 hours and the other build took 14 hours, well, you know that the build that took 10 hours is probably better than the one that took 14, right? And there's empirical evidence on it. The community doesn't push itself? Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. To be honest, I think it's one of the reasons why Macro has been so relevant. It's not so much because we're super good, it's because we're the only ones kind of... trying, honestly. We put a lot of time. Sometimes you have some Chinese build that comes out of the nowhere that, you know, the Chinese are very good at finding crazy interactions, but they normally play softcore and they min-max basically for full damage glass cannon like Pepega. So, I don't know, I don't think they're really good with items. I think they're really good at just like way better than Westerners, I would say. I don't know really why. I think they just kind of like socially and like finding those things. They just like systems and they more than us. It could be like a cultural thing or like, I don't know. But Yeah, a lot of the times when you find one of those Chinese builds, you have to kind of like, okay, now that I see how the interaction works, how the fuck do I make this not suck? I mean, on my side, the viewers, most are satisfied with just playing whatever and aren't trying to be better at the game. Yeah, that's for sure true. But I think in other games, there's bigger incentives to play something powerful, right? Obviously, in PoE, trading is a big thing, right? Like, if you want to be able to get the currency, you want to play something that doesn't suck, especially season starter. LE is much more SSF friendly, so people don't feel that pressure. Leaderboards are completely meaningless. There's no prizes, there's no prestige, there's no nothing, there's no challenges. There's like I feel like if there was like, let's just say like something stupid, like they added like an MTX for defeating Uber Aberoth or something every season. You know, the players who defeat that, they get a title or they get like some sort of MTX, a recolor for their cape or whatever the fuck, yeah. I would bet that alone would push people into, because they would want it, right? Like the same thing happens in other games where like as soon as you put like a reward, like a carrot, that adds to the account or adds to like prestige, or in PvP games obviously that's massive with ranks and stuff. Like I think people start caring more about these things, and people play more. Like I guarantee you there's a lot of people who play more PoE just because they have a couple challenges left for their MTX. And they go like, you know what? Like, fuck, I have to defeat the breach boss to get my challenge. Okay, I'll do breach. Fuck it. You know? Simple as that. What is happening? I'm kind of lagging. It's crazy that I'm 35 here. Yeah, they don't even need to be MTX, it could just be titles. You know, we have the title thing. Like, there's all these fucking stupid titles that mean nothing because you just pay for them. Like, imagine if there was literally a title that says, you know, like, you know how like in LE, in Diablo 2, you have like Matriarch, Patriarch, and all those things. You have different titles for hardcore, for... Oh, how cool would it be? You know, you are running around in the hardcore town and you see someone with like a fucking Heorot Kill title, and you're like, holy, this guy's big dick, you know? Just creates community, it creates a sense of achievement. It makes you feel that you're part of something bigger, right? And people say these things don't matter in video games, but I think they absolutely matter, even in PvE games. And for example, like I have very, very, very strong memories of me like being like a teenager and playing Diablo 2 and being in town, and you know, someone would walk by me like wearing like a certain armor of a certain color that I could identify. You know, like you were on fucking Diablo 2 and someone walked in town with a fucking Tyrael smite. And you're like, what? Is that what I think? You know, everyone would be typing, is that what I think it is? And you like everyone would just be sitting next to them, like while the guy's fucking talking to Charcy or whatever the fuck, you know. Remind me that the ladder with small steps might look like a run from a distance. Mike was hinting that someone was asking about tiered content for corruption, and Mike said it would be a wasted opportunity to not have 11 tiers since they're 11th hour games. And to be honest, 11 tiers makes sense because 1k corruption, you know, if you divide by 100 corruption, that's basically 10 tiers, right? And then you could have the final tier, which is like, I don't know, like a challenge tier or something, you know, just to time-based or something, more Rift style, right? But it needs to then they need to make sure that the jumps of difficulty are super like noticeable. Because if what they do is they grab the current corruption scaling and they just split it on tiers, nothing changes, right? You need to feel the change of tier. Otherwise, it's just a ramp camouflaged on tiers, which I am not a fan of. I'm not a fan of that in PoE 2, for example. Like, unless you like fully mod it and like you fucking use tablets and delirium and like the tiers of the maps themselves, I don't know. You can't tell me you go from a tier 5 and a tier 6 and you can tell the difference. You should be able to tell, like, just by... But at least in PoE, the item level matters. So. No, in PoE 2, I think they missed the mark on that, personally. Like, it's a very hard thing to balance, because I understand why they do it the way they do it. You know, in PoE, for the depths, it seems that it's very important that you can cater difficulty, whatever you're doing. You know, you can kind of like, hey, if you're a juicer, you can giga juice the maps, you're playing a super meta build, and you can go crazy, right? But if you're like a casual guy who's playing some shit build, you can just like Alk and go and chill, right? And don't get me wrong, like, I completely get behind that. Like, the fact that, okay, you can cater your experience to what you are and who you are and what you want to achieve. But that also diminishes... It creates a situation where... Okay, what is a tier 15? What does it mean? Like, it doesn't really mean anything, because the intrinsic value of what a tier 15 is... It's just basically setting up an item level, like, you know, like an area, like you set up the area level and nothing else really matters. What makes the difficulty is not coming from the tier, it's coming from how you know, what you craft on it and blah, 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 right? Which I find, for me, it's not as engaging as having like a set of, that's kind of good actually, like a set of, okay, this is the difficulty. You can make it a bit harder if you did this and that, but this is the difficulty. Everybody goes through the same difficulty, and this is it. That's why I like static content more than... again, I hate in LE and in PoE how, like, can a tier 5 be harder than a tier 6? Yeah. Can 200 corruption be harder than 200 corruption? Yeah. Just get some shitty mods, and it's gonna be way harder. Like, it's not gonna be close. I hate that. I think when you go up a tier in difficulty, like, it should be harder. It should mean something. It should be like a big gap of difficulty, and there should be hard locks on how high the lower difficulties can scale. In my opinion, like a tier 1 difficulty, regardless of the mods, regardless of how bad the RNG gets, regardless of the mob types, regardless of all of that, should not be harder than the tier 2, for example. That's my opinion. It could be a slight overlap, you know, like, because you want to make sure that players can test the waters, and like, slight overlap is fine, but for that, you would need less tiers. Yeah, that's why I commented on Mike's comment saying that, where he commented that they're thinking of, you know, 11 tiers would be cool because they're 11-hour games. I basically said, I typed, reminder that a ladder with small steps might look like a ramp from a distance. And I don't like ramps, right? That's my point. Like, I'd rather have two difficulties that are super meaningful, like Diablo 2. Than having 200 torments and all of them feel the same. You know, you're just on a hamster wheel. If I had to lean in one end of the spectrum, I for sure want less tiers. You also need to be careful because if you have a lot of tiers and every tier is the same thing of like, okay, just bigger numbers with better gear, bigger numbers with better gear. If you had too many, then you have the problem of Diablo 3, where it just feels like hamster wheelie. Okay, number get, you know, the gameplay doesn't really change, but the numbers get bigger and, you know. Ideally, you want to make it tied to progression. That would be my ideal. In Ellie, could see 5 tiers, yeah. For example, if they make it so like... Oh, I mean, they have to change a lot of things for this to work. They have to change modifiers. Because I think modifiers are too powerful. Like, when you have modifiers that can literally make enemies do 4 times the damage, right? Yeah, something like that, Jiro. Like, 5 tiers, and the scaling is from 100 to 1k, but it's like every 200... You get like a big jump, right? Instead of like a ramp from 100 to 300 or whatever. That to me would make sense. Like basically tier 5 being 1k corruption, right? Tier 4 being 800 or whatever, but having that big jump and then changing modifiers so they don't bypass, making the modifiers less impactful, so the tier is more impactful than the modifiers. So the base difficulty goes up, but the spikes of difficulty go down. Imagine if they divide it by 11 tiers. I mean, the only way that would work is that if they make it so the tier 11 is the equivalent of 2k corruption, right? But, I mean, they always talk about how they don't... I mean, I think they're just embracing that people are just gonna push and the game is... Like, they're not gonna be balancing for 300, like... Even if they say so. They just embrace... They just accept that people will push higher. Oh, shit. Very good XP.
The immortal
Can be a bit
Emperor.
useless until it's crazy. Yeah,
This
exactly.
is probably my biggest hit yet.
It also depends what they do with gear, because I think if you make a tier system, you also have to make sure that gear is tied to it, right? Like, for example, if you're gonna have tiers of... I said I would grab this.
I've been expecting you.
You know, like, if you're gonna have all these tiers, then you should make it so, like, tier 7s unlock at tier, you know, X. I don't know exactly which tier, but you know what I'm saying. Because I think that's one of the problems of LE. The fact that tier 7 is the maximum fucking tier you can get. Which would be the equivalent to item level thingy, right, in PoE 2. Because item level unlocks the maximum tiers on items in those games, in PoE. Well, in LE, you can literally get a tier 7 on your first fucking league mechanic, so... Which is the highest tier possible. You can literally wear it at level 5, you know. That's fucked. I think tier 7s need to be... You can drop 2 tier 7s. Yeah, of course.
Where am I now?
I think they need to change the system. If it was me, right, I would just change the loot system to be tied to the tier difficulty. There should be hard unlocks. Same with LP. You guys heard me talk about my system. The system that I actually pitched that system to EHG. They asked me to send a video. This was many years, like 2 years ago or something. Back when we had good conversations. But I would make it so, for example, let's just say the game had 4 tiers. That's what I was... I was... On the system I presented, I was saying 4 tiers. And I was explaining that basically items... the LP system could be split along the tiers. So, you know, something like a Bleeding Heart if you're doing tier 1, you can drop 1 LP. But if you want to have 4 LP, you have to play tier 4. And then some items don't even drop in the lower tiers, like a red ring. It shouldn't drop on tier 1, right? It should drop on tier 4, for example, and it can only get 1 LP. Maximum, right? So by doing that, you would make endgame items be true endgame items. And finding a 1 LP red ring would still feel... It would probably feel better than what you do now. Because of the... You would actually have to go up in difficulty in order to get it, right? So it'll be more meaningful to drop one. And you would drop it right when you need its power and not beforehand. Because that's a big problem, right? Like the problem we have in LE is that we are getting way too powerful items too early. We are super powerful with items, right? And that power allows us to gear up to the point where by the time we get items, the difficulty we're facing is not hard enough, right? And that's a big problem. The reason you should be chasing for items in these games is because you need the items to progress, right? Like, and for example, I think PoE 2 is pretty good at that. Or PoE 1, rather. PoE 1 is better. If you don't have a good weapon, you feel like, what the fuck, man, my damage sucks. Like, I need a better weapon. Sure, you can just trade for it on, you know, which bypasses everything I said. So we'll see.
Yes.
I need cold dress here. I always die to this. Well, my loot this run has been something. Not a single cold. And not a single elemental. I go HP then. That's cold. $46. That's fine. Going from a 400 to 600 PDS is a big difference? Yeah. But for example, how much of that DPS comes from the affixes, right? In PoE? Like the weapon base stats on weapons in comparison to LE are so weak, especially if you compare uniques. All of it, yeah, exactly. I'm losing focus here. Ranting too much. LE bases are too strong. Coming from PoE, it felt that there was so much power in a white item. Yeah. I mean, it's the thing, right? You want bases to feel impactful. I understand that. But for example, if a base item, if the base of an item is gonna be 100 flat damage, right? Let's just say on a 200 sword, you can't make tier 7 100 flat. Because what you're telling me is like, in order... Like, I'm only doubling the damage, right? If I get the best affix in the game. So you're telling me that the difference between a wide weapon, right? And if you compare it to like a tier 5, you're telling me that the difference between a tier 5 weapon and a tier 7 weapon is 50 flat damage, when my weapon already has 150. It's fucked, you know? And it used to be worse, by the way. Because they gigabuffed. I actually suggested that in the forums. I made a big post about it. The future of Last Epoch, it's called. Yeah, 140 euro. Odachi. Problem. I completely fucked up this zone. Like, when you have weapons giving you 100 flat damage, a tier 7 should be like 300, straight up. You know? And it should be giga rare to get that.
They won't forget that one.
Yeah, no comments. Odachi was 170. It is 140.
They won't forget.
What's up? 0. For armor pieces too? Yeah. Like a Sentinel armor piece gives you 900 armor, tier 7 armor, 300, you know. Whatever the fuck. It makes sense, makes sense. And to be fair, with how balance is, none of this matters, right? When you have builds that just like go and one-shot Uber Abaroth, none of this matters. And to be honest, I have that problem with PoE 2 too. Like, what? Why the fuck do you play PoE 2 at the moment? When every boss is just like a fucking loot piñata that does nothing. I understand it's early access, but... yeah. It's a shame because the bosses are really cool. Especially compared to Ellie.
Easy. Too easy.
But yeah, I pretty much I beat every boss of except the Legion boss, because again I was lazy to the Legion. And I quit before that. And I didn't do the Expedition one either. But I've done every other boss. Yeah, I haven't felt anything, you know. And I used to do the tier 4 bosses too. Like back when they had tiers and... yeah, joke. Yeah, progression is good on those games though, at least. But in PoE 1, because you have Ubers and you have, like, you know, there is definitely difficult content that you just don't steamroll with any build, right? Which I think it's honestly the case in PoE 2 based on my experience. The bosses are just like not it in terms of balance. I understand the quest version can be how they are right now because it's the quest version. But dude, even the quest version, you should fail it, no? You should have to attempt it a couple times. I feel if you're going into a boss blind, it's like supposed to be some pinnacle thing.
Your life, but you what? Do you know what? Open. Who cares about that?
Easy. 2.
Or respect this area.
All that's left is locating the lance. Tell me more of this immortal emperor on our journey.
I guess there's more of a thing for clueless players. We played this game for years. We have to do basics for us to feel a point would be hard to balance. Yeah, but I mean, people follow builds though.
Yes. Farewell.
And play trade. It's impossible to it's impossible to fail.
I know things. Yeah, if to be all that is left.
If you
is to
can
take the
drop
lance.
one divine, you can beat PoE 2.
Gods be with you.
I think. Because with one divine, you can get better gear than I had in SSF. So yeah. People absolutely follow guides. Especially now with the... And again, you can't be calling something like a pinnacle boss, right? And then balance it for someone who can't drop a divine orb, right? You can't. These two can't be true. Yeah, for sure. Guides are a thing, and again in PoE 2, like look at the player rate of things, you know? Look at the popular classes, look at the popular abilities. It's always, like, I mean, it's the same on every game, you know? People follow whatever streamer, whatever meta, whatever guide, whatever the fuck. Because they just want to play the game. They don't want to be thinking, right? They don't want the chance to fail before they start playing, just by picking something bad. They want to play. They don't want to make. Like, making your own build in this kind of games, it's an appeal for some people. But for some people, they don't give a fuck. Like, they just want to play the game, they want to kill monsters, they want to get powerful. They don't really care about if the build they made is from someone else. Like, that's not what they're playing the game. They're playing the game to get items. I think the LE devs put too much emphasis on thinking that build creation is like the main appeal of their game. I think, in my opinion, a game with pre-made builds, let's just say you log in and you just pick up a build that is pre-made for you and you just click the points in order, like it's like a PoE guide file. A game like that, with pre-made builds, but with good progression, will have a better player retention than a game with bad progression, but freedom of builds. Because people would be like excited at the beginning. They're gonna be like, oh my god, there's so many options, I can do so many things. But then you will start building things, and then by the time they're level 70, you're gonna realize there's nothing to work for, there's no reason to do what you're doing, and you're gonna quit. And to be honest, I've been seeing that a lot with PoE too. I've been seeing a lot of people basically level up to like 80 or 90, next character. Because there's so much new abilities to test, but there's not actually anything to look forward with those abilities, if that makes sense. D4, basically. Yeah, but D4 has this two problems, right? It has a progression problem, it has a content problem, and it has a depth problem. It has every problem. At least the last time I played it. I mean, maybe it's better now, but... I'm just saying, if I had to pick one of the problems, that's the one I would pick. If you have every problem, you're fucked, right? But for example, Diablo 2 is the best example of this. Diablo 2 builds are basically pre-made, right? Especially vanilla D2, before the expansions and stuff. Diablo 2 is basically a game that for the last 20 years had the same builds. And people still logged in. Because progression is good. They don't give a fuck. Like, no one made a new Diablo build in the last 20 years, you know? Like, before the expansions, before the new abilities and stuff. And the rebalance. Like, vanilla... Like, since 2002, nobody made a build. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is playing the same, you know? Smite Paladin, Hammerdin, like, Lightning Fury, blah blah blah, you know, Corpse Explosion, like, Frenzy Barbarian, Berserk Barbarian, like, we all know what the builds are. Yet, people still logged in. People still... Because the reality is, progression is more important than build freedom, than exploration, than endgame, than any of that. Because that's another thing too. A lot of people talk about like, oh, Ellie needs more endgame. Ellie doesn't need more endgame. Ellie needs good progression. It doesn't fucking matter how you're killing the monsters if progression doesn't matter. If the endgame mechanics they introduce actually trivialize the progression, the game is gonna get worse, not better. In my opinion. Like, for example, I don't know about you, but when I played the Path of Exile 2, for me, doing Abyss and doing whatever other League mechanic Bro, I'm just killing monsters. Some monsters are green, some monsters are purple, some monsters are come out of mirrors, you know? Doesn't change anything at all for me. But the reason you want to be doing the mechanics is because they'll help you progress with their own currency or their own blah blah blah, right? That's why you do it, because it's desirable. But the gameplay itself, it doesn't matter, in my opinion. Same on PoE1. In PoE1, there's bigger differences, I guess, because you have things like,
Greetings.
I don't know,
Do not dwell on
haste,
regrets.
you know? But overall, if you're just killing monsters, like, but when people say, "Oh, we need more lick mechanics," blah blah in LE, when, like, bro, a lick mechanic is not gonna make you like this game more. I guarantee you, it's not the problem.
Yes.
We have everything, yeah. And again, Diablo 2 is another proof of this. Like, in Diablo 2, bro, it's a game where you literally farm the same pieces of content depending on your class non-stop, and it's completely, you know, like... And people still do it because they just want to get the loot, right? That's okay. Should have worn that earlier, fuck. Kind of good, honestly. I want a crit bow. Better. Go attack speed. Okay, I'll take it. Poison. Big upgrade.
Take care.
Okay, not horrible. Beep 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 beep. Okay, enter Monolith. Yeah, for example, in LE, they're so worried about creating creating friction that they basically make it so, you know, when you can make one leak mechanic allow you to buy the stuff from other leak mechanics, because they don't want you to force to do the leak mechanic, right? They want you to have like, oh, you can use your corruption shards to get this or to get that, or by doing that you also are undermining the leak mechanic itself, right? So in LE you're basically allowed to only do the most efficient thing, and not have to interact with other stuff. Now, that said, in LE a lot of the content that it's out there is bad, right? Like dungeons, for example. That's why people don't want to do it. That's good. It's a pretty tough first map also, honestly. absolutely cursed character. I do have damage, but he's still alive. Fucking hell. 3 patrolling. First echo. Fucking hell. It couldn't be like, I don't know. With increased damage and 200% crit. First echo. Yeah. Keeps getting power too. Fucking hell, man. I'm scared of modifiers. Right, get the fuck out. Fine. Take that, I guess. Arena there.
He remembers you.
Admiral Horton. Fucking hell, I'm clicking. And Harton. Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like an ambush to me.
Yes.
Nice. Damage reflection, bro. Pretty good boots.
Yes.
I want the one that gives me there's a pair of boots, a pair of helmet that gives throwing damage. A shit ton of it. Always forget what I do here. Ah, yeah, I go crit. Okay, I remembered. I need to make it until I get health on crit, and then I'm immortal. Well, increase damage, Monka. Still alive. ¿Eh? Ahora voy. Un momento. Sí, por favor. No PK, please. Go from PK. Mana. Slow. Damage. Save points. Big points, big points. Okay. 1 second. Glancing blow, not ideal.
Each step is inevitable.
Increase damage frenzy, Monka. Ah.
You hesitate.
Easy. Too easy.
This map is not horrible. Might clear a bit more. Scorpions give a lot of XP.
Easy. Too easy.
I'll get the glyphs. Or the runes, sorry. Or not. The fuck am I not getting that? I'm fucking full cleared. Okay, good. But this is the hut I won. Very good helmet. 2 more levels. Okay.
Yes.
The helmet is pretty good. Great. Next level is huge. By next level I mean 50, by the way. What does he have? Frenzy, high crit. Should be good. I have choices here. I think I do this. Because I have the plus. Ooh, 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 ooh. Good. Of course. We have an open prefix. I feel like I really like this. All right. For the moment. This is very good. Some idols would be nice.
Yes.
Take that.
Take care.
Sure. A bit scary mods, but what can you do? Oh, fuck it. Rakas in 1, 2, 3, boom. Almost. Throwing damage is not bad. I'll save them. I need the sustain though first. Do the endurance over the fist damage. Oops. Big. Doesn't do anything. I have everything I want here. First, I should have done this, but because I don't have the X, but go for that. It's my first time playing this setup that I theory crafted, so and it's quite intensive mechanically. Lots of bottoms, that's what I'm trying to say. whatever. I don't have the muscle memory. We're gonna spec out of that soon, but not soon enough. Oh shit, that's nice. Nice too. Really? That's cute. How did I lose that point exactly? Okay, my muscle memory. Level in practice? Yeah, I mean, I want to be able to, when people ask about how to level a class, or when people talk about races or leveling or just like season starts, I want to refresh all the information and knowledge that I used to have. And yeah, learn, basically. And be like, oh, this is actually how you do things. Because this, and this, you know? I want to have proof of my claims. If I say X class is better than X class, or... I want to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. Simple as that, honestly. I want to know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is better than the bleed, I can tell you that much. No XP, unfortunately. We'll go large idols, because you have HP idols. Okay, I need Void Rest now, somewhere. Let's see if we get lucky here. Lagon Kill, I mean, it's not horrible. Probably here is our best chance. A bit. 25, I mean, better than nothing, I don't know. Increase damage, increase crit, frenzy. We'll take the frenzy, honestly, over the crit.
It will shatter around you.
Holy, I cooked, no?
You disturb the silence.
Okay. Big damage.
Too easy.
Going for the extra mana, which I didn't do the last time. I'll go for the bows. It's increased void damage, so I hope I don't get void enemies. Well. Pretty good. Another Void. Exalted bows and quivers, though. I mean, if there's Void enemies, rip my Pepega. There is Void enemies. Fires. I don't want a full clear because I want the rewards. Wanna get at least get the second reward of those. Please. No? No? That is a void enemy. Briefly against damage when hit! Fucking hell. So scary. Lightning damage. That works. Necro, attack speed. Some of these are decent. I lose a bit of rest, but will be good. Won't be good. This will be good.
Yes.
Throwing. Lining, damage over time. -3 cooldown, fist damage. Maybe. Hey, you wanna see? Saving.
Yes.
Wanna wear that.
Take care.
Glyphs. I heard tension in the voice. Oh yeah, that guy would have fucking one-shot me if it hits me with the hammer.
The cracks are spreading.
Again, it would have been another unlucky combination of, you know, possessed with increased damage mod from the map, with like broken mod on the mob. The deadly combination. And if he crits me, GG. That's funny.
Easy. Too easy.
Pretty hard map too, honestly. I have 50% already. So I go for crit. Glyph of Chaos sunk. I'm down for Brigade in armor. Gotta be careful with the prophets, they buff each other and shit. Okay, bone amulet now. A big health on crit.
Yes.
Need the LRS. I'll save it.
Yes.
If it rolls into HP, we're happy. Happy. That's all my LRS. I don't know if I like it, honestly.
Yes. Take that.
What the fuck is this map? Some good gear. Another champion. Good. Look at this. Are you watching? Look at this. Are you watching? Look at this. What? Fuck it. It's pretty good. Hell yeah. Throwing. Okay, we got a full clear this one. Or do two, I guess. Probably faster to do two.
That was close.
Should be enough. 250, just enough. Giga.
Yes.
Greetings. Farewell.
HP.
What brings you here?
Easy. Too easy.
Your terror guide your traffic.
That's huge.
Yes.
Godspeed with you.
Boom!
That was close.
Here we come, birdie. You and me. Ooh.
You think this changes anything? This world is already dead.
Ooh. Build is working. We'll go this way, I think.
He has seen nothing.
With this map, obviously, these enemies can be annoying. I do have a lot of damage though.
You will fracture like glass.
That's good. Horrible. That's pretty fucking good too. That's good. But I don't need Voiders no more.
Yes.
I think I'll use that anymore.
There.
He has seen your fate.
What the fuck is that? I couldn't. I thought I could walk through that. PoE2 has fried my brain. It looked walkable, this thing. Well. I blame PoE2, I'm not even joking. Not even close. Damage when wielding a bow. One doesn't do much. It's doing something. I mean, I would a cock for Runes of Redemption. It begins. Cinder Strike technology. Cinema.
The reflection star.
Easy. Too easy.
This moment will shatter.
Holy damage.
They won't forget that one.
Attack speed Nagasa Quiver. Full dress. Do I need you? I don't. Bidi 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 bidi. Go multi. We go area. Go dash route. Probably.
Yes.
Pretty good actually.
Yes. Take care.
The silence wakes.
What is that body block? Where's the other one? Huh? Up, no? Yep.
If I let you
Lagon. Be gone.
Above, an abyss below. You.
Lightning Shred would have been better, you know what can you do? 66. Nice, nice. Reign of Dragons. Fucking hell, keep gaining more damage. It's always the mods, huh? When does the new season come out? Nobody knows. Has not been announced. Nobody knows. Unlucky, unlucky.
easy, too easy.
What is this map?
Anyway.
Better than mine. Always the more. Oh. Big crit. Pretty shit. What's up, Amon? His lag spikes. Holy fuck. What is this lag spiking? Good luck, I'm on with the hit. Had to fight for the cooling pad with the cat. Who won?
Easy. Too easy.
Pim 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 pim. Some tuna and it's mine. Bribes. The oldest trick in the book. Dime. No. No ahora. O sea, en una horita me baño. Okay, where am I going? Where's the ambush? Where am I going? Play the Mirror Drake. Bro, I killed everything. Must be an ambush, but haven't procced it somehow. There it is. Bonus stability. We'll go for that. That was a fucked up combination right there. Oh, what? Okay. If you replay that and it makes any sense, I'll give you a sub. Be careful. That was a hard map.
The silence wakes.
Easy. Too easy.
Make me a sec. Increase damage too. I think I go blind. I need the crit avoidance. I don't want surprises. gonna say, be careful with that. I'll attack. Or I kite it, why? I kite it properly.
What brings you here?
Let's see, Emperor of Corpses. Let's see how he lasts. Okay, interesting damage. I think when you spawn here, you have to go the other way. I made this mistake before. You gotta be careful with the lightning elementals. Yep, that was correct. There's something in the water. Uh-oh. That's a bad dash by me. Didn't get a cover me. To breathe, to breathe, to breathe.
The moment comes.
Nemesis is not horrible. Because you can just like banish them for fast stability. Oh! What dash by me?
He has watched you die.
Easy. Too easy. I won't forget.
Ugh. I think I go Nemesis. What build am I playing? I'm leveling a Marksman. It's not really a build. Like, the character is 3 hours old.
Too easy.
I'm just speedrunning 2 empowered Monolith. And I'm playing a kind of like a Blade Storm Shuriken proc Bife. And I'm using Cinder Strike and Heartseeker to buff my damage. My throwing damage from my shurikens. And I'm about to finish the run, so I need to concentrate. Because I do a shit ton of damage, but they also do... I'm not the tankiest. And it's hardcore, so yeah. It's really powerful, I feel. You start with a blitz setup and then you eventually go crit. I think. Careful. We go here, and we banish. Unless we find something really good, but... We're looking for a Dragon Song, maybe. We didn't find it, so... Like I said, I have a lot of damage. Very unlucky web generation. It's going sideways. Where the fuck are they coming? Oh. Omen, we'll go here for the arena. We do this one arena and we finish. High lining damage, fucking hell. That cat. It's always the modifiers. The two combination of two modifiers. We have the high lining damage with the increased damage from the map, and suddenly you have a fucking raid boss. Does more damage than the Harbinger. Okay, are you watching? Okay. Not horrible. Alright, let's do the arena. Increased damage frenzy. Clásico, you know. Axio.
That was close.
You've killed. We'll come. Kill Heorot's champion.
All right. Now, don't die.
Winter's mercy.
I cannot walk there. That's pretty good. That's the Marksman. Somehow. Did I not? I didn't get the bow. Classic, you know.
How are you still alive? Take and Traveler. You'll need to fight them in empowered timelines. I hope to see you back here soon. Alive.
Alright, GG.
Escape is impossible. The future cannot sapphire waters. So much to learn.
All good, honestly.
complain about that often. You ready to head out then? The Steelbane were never meant to be common. Thus, straighten him out. Steelbane, you makes me sick to see you exploit our people like this.
Loading screens. Close my eyes.
Change is coming. I understand your fear.
Before we go, you will find both the bazaar and observatory nearby. Keep in mind, picking one ally is the same as shunning another. While you're allied with one,
GG.
Hello, I would mind if, with our knowledge of the stars, one might gain prophecies and
All
use
right.
their guidance to discover treasure where others would
We
find
did it.
naught. What do you say?
GG.
Do you wish to have fate on your side?